We're not fighting a species, we're fighting an accelerating phenomenon. Engagement makes them stronger. Every loss teaches them lessons that turn into future victory. The report he presented highlighted 3 key elements of humanity's terrifying potential. Humanity had won battles before, but it was the aftermath of their victories that truly cemented their place as the galaxy's most terrifying warrior species. The Galactic Concorde's defeat at Veldros sent shockwaves across known space. Reports of human ingenuity, ferocity, and sheer unwillingness to surrender became tales of legend. Yet it was not just their actions on the battlefield that struck fear into the hearts of alien civilizations, it was the implications of what humanity could become. After Veldros, Concorde intelligence agencies scrambled to analyze the humans' capabilities. Spies were dispatched, data was stolen, and countless reports were compiled in secret chambers across the galaxy. The findings were troubling. They evolved too quickly, High Admiral Karvix of the Ilthar Dominion growled during a classified briefing. His mandibles clicked nervously as he addressed the gathered council of military leaders. Cultural resilience. Unlike most species which fragmented under extreme pressure, humanity united. Their diversity of thought and approach created a collective strength that adapted to any challenge. Technological assimilation. Humanity had a unique ability to incorporate alien technologies into their own systems, often improving them in ways their original creators had not imagined. Psyche of defiance. The human capacity for hope and determination, even in hopeless scenarios, allowed them to endure and overcome odds that broke other species. On the distant world of Aranthal, a planet known for its luxurious resorts and peaceful vistas, these findings were put to the test. Aranthal's governor, an avian Veltrax named Oshen, had defied humanity by harboring raiders who attacked human colonies. When the Terran Alliance responded, they did so not with overwhelming force but with calculated precision. The raid on Aranthal was swift and brutal. Human commandos infiltrated the planet's surface, disabling critical infrastructure with surgical strikes. Drones darkened the skies, targeting key military installations and severing communication lines. Within hours, the once pristine world descended into chaos. Governor Oshen attempted to negotiate, broadcasting desperate pleas for mercy. But the humans did not respond. They dismantled the raiders' stronghold, liberated captured colonists, and vanished before Concorde reinforcements could arrive. In their wake, they left a single message carved into the ruins of the governor's palace. Justice served. The message spread faster than any official report. The raid on Aranthal became a symbol of humanity's calculated retribution, swift, precise, and merciless to those who dared threaten them. In the Concorde's capital, the High Council convened to address the growing human problem. Ambassador Drelka, who had once advocated for peaceful coexistence, now spoke with visible unease. "They're not just a warrior species," she said, her fronds trembling. "There's something more. They've taken the best of us, our technologies, our strategies, our philosophies, and turned them into tools of war. If we do not act now, there will come a day when the Concorde's fleets will bow to Terran might." Admiral Zektok of the Krasari stood in agreement. The humans understand fear. They wield it like a weapon, not through threats but through action. They do not bluff. They do not posture. When they strike to win. The council debated fiercely, but consensus eluded them. The Concorde's member species, each with their own interests and fears, struggled to find common ground. Meanwhile, humanity continued to grow stronger, their reputation spreading like wildfire. On the outer rim world of Tarvos, a young human named Lieutenant Mark Corin trained with the newly formed Interstellar Corps. The training program had been designed to incorporate lessons from humanity's recent conflicts, blending traditional military drills with cutting-edge simulations based on alien strategies. "You're not just soldiers," their instructor, Commander Elena Park, told them. "You're the tip of the spear. The galaxy fears us because they know we don't break. Let's make sure they're right to be afraid." The recruits pushed themselves to their limits, mastering everything from zero-gravity combat to cybernetic integration. Humanity's newfound allies, species inspired by their resilience, joined the training programs, adding their unique perspectives to the growing coalition. The Interstellar Corps became a melting pot of innovation, a testament to humanity's ability to unite diverse forces under a common purpose. Back on Earth, scientists and engineers worked tirelessly to close the technological gap between humanity and the Concorde. The Terran Alliance's research initiatives bore fruit in unexpected ways. Reverse-engineered alien technology led to breakthroughs in energy production, propulsion systems, and weaponry. But perhaps the most significant development was the advent of neural symbiosis, a technology that allowed humans to interface directly with machines, enhancing their reflexes and decision-making abilities. The first deployment of this technology occurred during the Battle of Karatha's Belt, a skirmish over a resource-rich asteroid field. Human pilots, equipped with neural links, outmaneuvered Concorde drones and automated defenses with unparalleled precision. The victory was decisive, and the footage of human ships weaving through enemy fire became another legend in the making. By the time the Concorde realized the extent of humanity's capabilities, it was too late to contain them. Every attempt to undermine the Terran alliance only strengthened their resolve. Diplomatic overtures were met with guarded suspicion, while military threats were countered with calculated defiance. In the shadows of the galaxy, whispers grew louder. Humanity was no longer just another species. They were a force of nature, a rising power that could not be ignored. For every world that feared them, there was another that sought their protection. For every enemy that plotted their downfall, there were allies willing to fight by their side. As the stars turned and the galaxy continued its endless dance, one truth became undeniable: humanity was no longer a curiosity or a fledgling power. They were an empire in the making, forged in the crucible of conflict and tempered by their unyielding spirit. The question that haunted the Concorde was no longer whether humanity could be stopped. It was whether they should have tried to stop them at all. OM's signatures and sowing chaos among their ranks. By the time reinforcements arrived, the battle was over. The Concorde fleet had been decimated, and Polera Prime remained firmly in Terran hands. That galaxy had long underestimated humanity, but their enemies' fear would pale in comparison to the reality of what humanity was destined to become. The Terran Alliance's victories were no longer isolated. Across the galaxy, whispers turned into roars as humanity's name was etched into history. From the ruins of Veldros to the asteroids of Karatha's Belt, their influence spread like wildfire. But what the galaxy didn't know was that humanity's most significant transformation was only beginning. On Earth, the central hub of the Alliance's operations, a groundbreaking project was nearing completion. Known only by its code name, Erebus, the initiative aimed to redefine the limits of human potential. Scientists, engineers, and military tacticians worked in secret to create something the galaxy had never seen before. Fleet Admiral James Carter, now a symbol of human resilience, stood in a secure observation room, watching as a prototype of humanity's newest weapon came to life. "Is it ready?" he asked Dr. Elena Torres, the lead scientist overseeing the Erebus project. Torres hesitated before replying. "It's more than ready. But once we deploy it, there's no turning back. The galaxy will never see us the same way again." Carter's gaze hardened. "Good. Let them know what they've unleashed." The Erebus prototype wasn't a mere weapon. It was a new class of starship, powered by human ingenuity and enhanced by alien technology. Its capabilities, cloaking systems that outmatched the stealth of the Krasari, weaponry that rivaled the destructive power of the Ilther, and AI-assisted tactics that adapted in real time, would redefine warfare. The galaxy didn't have to wait long to witness Erebus's debut. The Concorde, desperate to reassert dominance, launched a massive assault on the Terran-controlled sector of Polera Prime. The sector housed vital resources and served as a beacon of humanity's expanding reach. Losing it would have been a devastating blow. But the Erebus had already been deployed. When the Concorde fleet arrived, they found nothing but silence. The usual activity of mining drones and trade ships was absent. Suspicion turned into unease as their sensors failed to detect any significant defenses. "It's a trap," Admiral Kael'ren muttered, his claws tightening around the armrests of his command chair. "But where are they?" Before he could issue further orders, the Erebus struck. Emerging from the void like a phantom, its black hull absorbed and twisted the light around it. Its first volley disabled the Concorde's flagship, severing its command capabilities in an instant. The rest of the fleet scrambled to respond, but the Erebus was already gone, vanishing into the darkness to strike from another angle. For hours the Erebus toyed with the Concorde fleet. Precision strikes crippled their engines and weapon systems, leaving them vulnerable to follow-up attacks. The ship's AI manipulated the enemy's sensors, creating FANT. The victory was more than just another triumph. It was a message. Across the galaxy, news of the Erebus spread. To some, it was a symbol of humanity's brilliance, a testament to their ability to combine the best of many worlds into something greater. To others, it was a harbinger of doom, proof that humanity's ambition knew no bounds. The Concorde's High Council convened in panic. For centuries they had maintained order through strength and unity. But humanity's rise threatened to unravel everything. Debates raged over how to respond. We must negotiate, Ambassador Drelka urged. This path leads to mutual destruction. Negotiate? Admiral Zektok snarled. With what leverage? They've outmaneuvered us at every turn. If we don't act now, they'll be the ones dictating terms. But the Council's indecision only played into humanity's hands. As the Concord faltered, the Terran Alliance moved to solidify its alliances. Species once marginalized by the Concord found a home within humanity's growing coalition. The Vendor, whose homeworld had been ravaged by Concord policies, pledged their fleet to the alliance. The Zorati, long considered second-class citizens, joined as engineers and scientists, bringing with them technologies the Concord had overlooked. In the shadows, however, a new threat emerged. Factions within the Concord, unwilling to accept humanity's rise, resorted to desperate measures. Saboteurs targeted Alliance installations and rogue fleets launched unauthorized attacks. One such assault on the colony of New Avalon resulted in a tragedy that would change everything. The colony, home to over 1 million humans and their allies, was caught off guard by a surprise bombardment. Thousands perished before the attackers were driven off. The footage of the devastation, families huddled in shelters, children crying for lost parents, spread across the stars. The response was swift and unrelenting. Fleet Admiral Carter addressed the galaxy in a broadcast that would become immortalized in history. To those who seek to destroy us, he said, his voice cold and unwavering, know this, humanity does not forget. We do not forgive. You have lit a fire that will consume you. The Alliance's retaliation was surgical and devastating. Rogue fleets were hunted down and dismantled. Concord factions complicit in the attack faced economic and military consequences. But it wasn't just about revenge. The tragedy of New Avalon unified humanity and its allies like never before. On the site of the colony's ruins, a monument was erected. It bore a single inscription. For those we lost. For those we protect. For those who will follow. The monument became a rallying point, a symbol of what humanity fought for. It wasn't conquest or dominance, it was survival, justice, and a future where no species would have to endure what they had. The Concord's power waned as the Alliance's influence grew. Humanity's rise was no longer a question of if but when. Yet even as they ascended, they faced a choice. What kind of empire would they become? In a council chamber on Earth, the leaders of the Alliance debated their path forward. Fleet Admiral Carter, Dr. Torres, and representatives from allied species gathered to discuss the future. We have the power to dominate, Carter said. But should we? Is that what we want to become? Torres nodded. We've shown the galaxy what we're capable of. Now we need to show them what we stand for. From that moment, humanity's destiny shifted. They would not be conquerors but protectors, builders of a new order founded on unity and mutual respect. The Erebus, once a symbol of fear, became a beacon of hope, its missions focused on defending the weak and dismantling tyranny. As the galaxy watched, humanity's empire rose, not through subjugation but through inspiration. And though many still feared them, a growing number saw them for what they truly were. A force for change, forged in fire, and unyielding in their pursuit of a better tomorrow. The stars, once distant and indifferent, now bore witness to the dawn of humanity's ascendancy. And the galaxy would never be the same.